Welcome to the Fancy Think. I'm Jared. It is now time once again for my monthly update. Today is February 1st, 2026. So that's pretty amazing. Time is flying. Um, and yeah, so January was a rough month. Storms, cold, very, very cold weather. Um, you know, we have there's a lot going on out there. Got my friends, my neighbors, the deers, yeah, and they're traipsing through the snow, and this sickness, flus, everything. So, but that leaves some time for reading when you don't want to be outside and you got to cozy up to something. You grab a book. I managed to finish 5 books this month. I finished off some that I carried over from December, but those 5 books. First one I finished was More Than Human by Theodore Sturgeon. Very cool book, written in the 50s. Um, Sci-fi masterwork. We did a discussion about this. You can find that discussion on my channel, and that was a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed More Than Human. I thought it was just a really well put together book, and reminded me of early Gene Wolfe style. And so very, very, very cool book. Uh, had echoes of pre X-Men stuff in it. So if that's what you like for your science fiction, then there you go. All right. I also finished This River Awakens by Stephen Erikson. This was fantastic. It took a while to get into, but once I did, I had a hard time putting it down. It was really, really great. It just shows you that Erikson has such range, and his style. His style is evident in this book, but it's evident towards contemporary fiction, and it really he really starts pulling at your heartstrings by the time the book is over with, and it really had it had that Stephen King vibe, that the body stand by me type of vibe going throughout it. But I just find his prose so compelling, and I find his characters to be a bit more um, interesting, you know, and just who they are and what they're being, especially the teenage characters in here. Sometimes you read about intelligent teenage characters and you think, that can't be. That's a little too much, a little too intelligent for their age. But I enjoy that. I really liked this book. So I also finished uh, The Real Story, The Gap into Conflict by Stephen Donaldson, the first book in the Gap cycle, and this is the shortest book in the series, and it's this one's a real gut wrencher. It takes some fortitude to make it through this one, but trust me, it's well worth it. This is a reread for me, and I am reading this along with Josh from Red Furry Books. I'm reading it along with him as he goes through this series, and I'm going to be really interested to see his take on further books in the series because I know that I love them, especially the last 2 in this series are just stunning, stunning, great, fun literature to read. Um, yeah, I also finished Storm Warden by Janie Wurts. This is the first book in the Cycle of Fire trilogy that she put out a long time ago, early 90s, I believe. And I had a good time with this. P.L. Stewart's reading this, and he's reading this series. I think he already read the first 2, actually, but I'm a little slower, but got a lot to read here. So, but I did enjoy this book immensely. I thought it was really, really cool. I liked. I really liked how Wurts explains magic in her books and how she uses it, and I really like just some of the unique situations that she comes up with. It's really neat, and you see echoes of what is going to develop into the Wars of Light and Shadow in this series, but it's still its own unique thing. It's you know, and it's classic fantasy in a way, but it's really really good time. All right, uh, I also finished this morning another Stephen Erikson book, Willful Child. Um, so this was kind of a trip. Definitely, definitely not like Erickson's other stuff. Not like Malazan. Not like the book I just finished earlier in the month. Um, it is its own thing. It's a Star Trek parody with a capital S, capital T, capital P. I mean, it is so Star Trek dependent. If you are unfamiliar with Star Trek, you won't get anything in this book. You know, it's it's funny. It's like I said, it's a parody, and I I think a couple years ago, maybe it was only 1 year ago. I don't remember. I read Red Shirts by John Scalzi, I think, and that's Red Shirts is obviously a parody on is of obviously a parody on Star Trek, and but that was more of a metafictional look at Star Trek and the sci-fi genre in general, whereas this Willful Child is a Star Trek centric. It is so like dependent upon you knowing all the stupid tropes that Star Trek does, and Erickson plays with all that, and his style is so different in this book compared to his other works. Like if you didn't know it was him, you wouldn't know if his name wasn't on the book. You wouldn't know it was him. But it was and it was silly because it was parodying some of the sillier aspects of Star Trek. Uh, the first movie and in some of the in the first series with William Shatner, and so it was fun. It was fun. I had a good time with it. I read it was a very quick read, which is also different for Erickson. So, yeah, uh, I'm gonna get to the other books in that series sometime this year. Um, I don't know how soon, but I did enjoy it a lot. So that was cool. That was cool. All right, that's everything I finished in January. Um, so let's go on to the short stories. What did I read for that? Out of the big book of science fiction, I read Blood Music by Greg Bear. That was pretty cool. I liked it. And I forget what it's about, but um, these are all for the Speculative Speculation podcast. You can check it out, that podcast, for more information on that. And I read Blood Child by Octavia Butler. Ugh, I'll tell you, Octavia Butler, she's brutal, brutally good. Like it, really, wow, really powerful story. Um, and it involves the domestication of humans by an alien species, and it has a slight, Octavia Butler always deals with some themes of slavery and stuff like that. So it was a brutal story. I also read Variations on a Man by Pat Cadigan, and that was pretty good too. It was a pretty good story. Those are all from the Big Book of Science Fiction. And I also read from the collection Shape of Worlds, Volume 5, a story called Magic That Cannot Be Undone by J.G. Gardner. I really liked this story. It was pretty cool. It was like a magic school type story, and it was about a student who is seeking, to move on in his school to the next level, and what he has to go through to get there, and the choices he's got to make, and what he learns about himself and magic. And so it was a pretty good story. I liked it. That's out of Shaper of Worlds Volume 5. I also finished out of Fall and Ascent by Michael Woods. Individuation in the Malazan Book of the Fallen. I finished the chapter on Midnight Tides, because Midnight Tides is a read along of Midnight Tides on pagechewing.com right now. And this is Civilization in Transition, Symbols, Innocence, and the Light in the Dark in Midnight Tides. So, very cool philosophy, nonfiction philosophy there. So I read that, and I also read another short story out of Asimov's science fiction March, April 2024 edition. This was called Turtles to the Sea by Sandra McDonald. And it was pretty cool because it involved sea turtles and time travel. And how can you go wrong there? I thought that was a pretty cool mix of what you wouldn't normally associate together. So pretty neat, and pretty good. All right. And I also read another tale out of Chinese Myths and Folk Tales. Another strange story from a Chinese studio called Miss A Pao, or Perseverance Rewarded. And this was a story about a man who stubbornly persevered through the use of a magic parrot in order to win the love of his future wife, and he does. Gets married. He gets a reprieve from death because his story was so powerful that death brought him back to life, and even the emperor rewarded him. So, fun little story there from Chinese Myths and Folk Tales. Let's see. I got that. All right. Oh yes, and another short story from Daughter of Regals and Other Tales by Stephen Donaldson. We read the story The Lady in White, had a discussion on my short fiction side hustle, uh, my channel about that with my friends. And um, that was fun. The Lady in White was a pretty cool story. Um, all right. So I finished all those short stories, and what am I currently reading right now? I am making my way through Forge of Darkness by Stephen Erikson. More Erikson. I'm reading this very slowly. On my channel, I'm doing a deep dive into each chapter. And so I'm currently on like chapter 8 right now. So that's going well. Enjoying that a lot. I'm also reading Alastair Reynolds' Redemption Arc, doing about 100 pages a week for the Speculative Speculation podcast with this guy, and it's okay. All right, it's a lot of wild ideas, but I'm still not really hooked on the prose. I am also halfway through A Black Dragon on Red by P.L. Stuart. This is a trip. This book is fantastic so far. Uh, Stuart is taking a bit of a left turn with this book, and it's a wonderful left turn. It's great. It's doozy. Yeah. I'm finding out so much stuff. It's so cool. It's so cool. So thank you, PL, for sending that to me. I can't wait to get back into it and read more, but not. I don't want to rush it either. So it's there's a balance here. All right. So that's all the stuff I'm reading right now. Other stuff coming up. Be um, I will be reading this month here in February coming up. I'll be reading Small Gods by Terry Pratchett. That's right. That's a read along that Vash is doing on Page Chewing and with some other friends. And I've been challenged to read Small Gods, a standalone in the Discworld universe. Uh, because they've been doing the whole Terry Pratchett's Discworld series. I'm just joining in right in the middle of it, and so we'll see how that is. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. I'm also going to be reading Man Plus by Frederick Pohl for the Sci-Fi Masterwork read along, and I'll probably be getting to the second book in the Gap series. That's called what we got here? It's called Forbidden Knowledge by Stephen Donaldson. The Gap into Vision. Yeah, can't wait for that because it's going to be awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So that's stuff coming up. Yeah. And that's everything there. So, uh, yeah, let me know what you completed, you accomplished in the dark depths of cold January. And, let me know what you got coming up. So, maybe if you want to read along with some of the stuff I'm doing, that'd be great too. And, yeah, with all that said, be good to each other. Like and subscribe.